Wow. The Regurgitation Infestation. What does that mean? Well, basically what we're talking about is the fact that our entire world revolves right now, not around creativity, but about relaying what someone else told you. Everyone are sheep right now. In the world of sheep, it's better to be a sheep than to be a black sheep. If you stand out, people might notice you're not perfect. So you're taught to be like everyone else. But you don't want to be like everybody else. You want to be different. Not just to be different, not just to be unique. There's some people that do that. They do the quirkiest, goofiest things. You can't just do that. But what you can do is you can be yourself authentically. Not a lot of people can do that in this day and age. If you work in a corporate space, you better keep your mouth shut and say what you're supposed to say, like a good little sheep. If you work in a physical labor demanding job, there's a certain level you can get away with, but at the end of the day, if you disrespect your boss, you're fired. And they'll just slap someone else in there. You're doing physical labor. Anyone can do that. You just need to hire another dude, right? So everywhere in this world, they're going to tell you to do everything what other people do successfully, which is partially true. Take someone successful, Elon Musk. Take, okay, he's got a couple companies. They're really creative. Maybe I can be creative. Okay, electric car. Well, no, he already did that. A random quirky flamethrower company. Oh, he did that. Maybe I could create spaceships to go into space. SpaceX. Sorry. What about a Neuralink brain chip? That's part of the future for medical purposes, for the future, for cyberpunk type stuff. Oh wait, he did that already. So Elon Musk did pretty much all the things, or is doing all the things that are groundbreakingly crazy right now. Technology is the future. If I want, I might switch over to technology at some point. I'm in healthcare right now, but in the future I might switch over to technology. Electronics technology is really the correct term. Tech. But the point is, did this idiot, wait, come on, okay. They didn't write on red there, I don't know what's going on. We're surrounded by stupid. But, I don't know, I would like to get home, but I guess he doesn't. I don't know. But the point is, we are living in a world where you have followers and you have leaders. I would hope that you want to be a leader. Now, as a leader, I hope you be respectful, humble, confident, and creative. And I hope you know how to bite your tongue, but at the end of the day, I hope you have a mind of your own, individuality as a person. And part of that means that you have to spend time without being fed information. Get off your phone. Don't be on your phone all the time. You need to make moments in time where you're like, I'm going to put my phone down and just look at nature outside. Watch the sunset. Walk a trail. Then on the trail, I want you to sit down for a second. I want you to sit there for a good 30 minutes until you are absolutely bored, and then keep going. Sit at a bench, a park bench, for an hour. Don't move. Don't drink anything. Don't drink water. Don't look at your phone. That right there is a true test of courage. Can you sit still and do absolutely nothing but look at the same area of nature for an hour? 2 hours? How long can you go? What I mean is, if you can't even last 5 minutes doing that without picking up your phone or playing some music or taking a sip of water or grabbing a snack out of your bag, or, if you can't sit still for 1 second, I get it. My brain's all over the place too. It's our generation. But I'm starting to see that I don't think ADHD, ADD, autism, all of these things are not necessarily mental disorders. They're not brain dysfunctions. It's simply our society adjusting to the technology and dopamine that we receive at all times. We're being bred to be hungrier and hungrier for information. We're being able to absorb information a lot faster, a lot quicker, and a lot more of it. I think over time our brains are going to adapt in that way, which means that we're not going to be able to sit still anymore. But we're going to try to sit still for the time being, because for your mental health, we live on this world 80 years. First of all, if you don't stop and appreciate the life that you had, the day that you had, the week that you had, the month that you had, maybe the year you've had, sit still by yourself. Don't think about anything except, wow, I love this moment in time. When you're still and you start smelling the air and hearing the wind, the leaves hit the ground, a rabbit walks by, you see a deer walk into the forest. These things are visceral when you haven't experienced them in a long time. Because at the end of the day, we're all on our phones so much. We're on the TV, we're speaking to somebody, we're at work, we're at the gym, we're blasting music, we're in the car, we're blasting music or a podcast or whatever. And those are all great things to do. I'm glad your life is full and engaging. But all I want for you is to take a moment to yourself and reflect. Take a moment and find your own purpose in life. You don't have to rethink your entire life in the span of an hour, but I want you to, rethink your day, rethink your week, maybe rethink about how your month's been, how the last couple months have been. You got to be able to look at that kind of stuff and, reflect on it. Because if you don't do that, and you're constantly busy or sleeping, you won't appreciate your life, and you'll be 80 before you know it. And you'll be talking about how you wish you appreciated your life more. You don't have to go to Paris 3 times a year to enjoy your life. You just need to spend an hour a day outside and doing nothing. I want you to do nothing every day. Maybe even if it's for 5 minutes. Don't think about it. Don't say it's a meditation or some garbage. No. This isn't meditation. This isn't, let me meditate and let me, inner peace. It's bull. No one wants to do that garbage. No one ever follows through on that. I don't want you to meditate. I want you to look at your life. Because quite honestly, everyone is so tied up in themselves and everyone else that they don't even take the time to do that. If you take the time to do that, you will be far ahead of anyone else. All of my reflections, all of my individuality has probably stemmed from the fact that I'm an only child and I had lots of time to reflect over the course of my life. Part of that makes me an overthinker. It makes me all over the place all the time. But it also makes me quicker. I learn faster because I appreciate information when it comes to me a lot more. So when people are feeding me information, it's, oh yeah, okay, perfect. Add them together, let me see how I can fix this problem. Where other people, they're constantly being sapped full of energy all the time. They're being dragged on through their day. They're not really in the moment. They're in their head. And when you're in your head, the day goes by faster, but you're not really in control of the day. When you're not in control, you just kind of, oh, what? Oh, man. What do I do? How do you do that? I've never done that before. So when you're not in control of your day, you don't know how to do something, that's okay. But I've noticed in my life that over the course of time, there's a lot of people that don't know how to think for themselves. They've been taught that they need to be spoon-fed information, one by one, like a baby toddler. And part of that means that you will be nothing more than a sheep, right? I'll have to send you a TikTok or an Instagram reel to teach you the way. No, not me though. Just give me a manual. I'll look at it and make sure that my work is good, and then realize that I was doing it right the whole time. Because it's easy. Because it's figure-outable. Anything can be figured out. Now, me having things figured out is very helpful because it means that I can teach someone a lot faster than what it took for me to learn. The problem is that other people don't know how to learn when it is literally spoon-fed to their mouths. They can't even absorb that information. I've learned it all on my own. I've figured it out by myself. I've verified that I'm doing it the correct way, and then, I'll relay that information to someone else. And me doing all the work beforehand, all of the work to get something done, and they can't even just hold a piece of paper that is basically the Bible of work. Everything you could think of, I put in that paper, and no one even bothers to read it. And then they come asking me, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do that? I don't get this. Did you even look at it? It's literally spoon-fed to you there. Do you want me to inject it into you straight up through IV? Do you want me to take out a needle, insert an IV catheter into your arm, and spoon feed through an IV liquid glucose and nutrients? I don't know how else you want me to give you this information. Do you want me to upload your brain to the cloud? Do you want me to implant a Neuralink into your brain and transfer it in there because you can't absorb it through verbal, visual, or audio stimulation? You can't do any of that? No, don't get me wrong. I am not the best learner in the world. I am not saying that I am the smartest person in my work. I'm not saying that I don't understand that others may not think the same way I do, and I think in a certain different way. What I'm saying is that people actively act stupid. They play dumb because they don't want to learn. But it is your entire identity as a human being to learn. We learn and we build roads. We are the only species on Earth that does it. I think you should be proud of that, and I think that on each day you should learn something, because quite honestly, it's not that hard. I don't care what it is, but I want you to problem solve, figure it out, and at the end of the day, it's not rocket science. Even if you do rocket science, I bet there's a lot of things in rocket science that you probably know about, and you're looking to innovate within that field. So now you know the basics. Now it's time to learn expert level things that people haven't even comprehended yet. So for me, it's simply printing out a piece of paper, typing up a couple phone numbers I find, and compiling them into a business card. But for others, that's an unfathomable concept. They rather use a sticky note every day. They rather write a phone number on a sticky note for someone and hand it to them. I've learned over the course of time that it's better to do things a better way. There's always a better way to do things. It's just no one's seen it yet because they're too much of followers. don't get me wrong, policies and procedures are in place for a reason. It's the best option we've had so far. But we're looking to improve that without being a detriment to the company, which means that we need to create a better process. And the best way to do that is to innovate. Take some risks. Do a couple things. Do it the wrong way on purpose first. Do it the way first before we finalize it. It's called a rough draft. These are things that we can do. They're not hard. Quite honestly, if I had a couple like-minded people in my department, it would run a lot smoother. I haven't met many people with my viewpoint on life. Quite honestly, this isn't really philosophy. This is work ethic, honestly. But I know a couple people with my work ethic, and really, it's about being a critical thinker. Not just about work, but about life, and how that really coincides with each other. I want someone that really reflects on their lives and present in the moment. Present in the moment, and also understands that, they're outside of their head. Take, for example, someone that's been there for a couple of years knows every department. So you don't need to call that department. You call this guy, and this guy knows everything about all the other departments. So you don't need to call them. You just call the guy, right? Or the girl, whatever, right? So there's always an expert in every field. Do you want to be a regular person, or do you want to be the expert that everyone talks about? I want to be the expert that everyone talks about. I want to be the guy that everyone relies on. Obviously, I don't want the responsibility of all of that, but that comes with the territory. So there's going to be things that I'm able to fix and things that I won't be able to fix. So I try every day to do my best and try to learn a little bit every day. We're getting back to the whole regurgitation infestation. My point that I was really getting at with this is that if you look on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube now, and really movies too, you got to look at Disney. All they're doing is slapping Venom 2, 3, 4, 5, Disney movie, Star Wars 26, Star Wars 26, Star Wars New Genesis, or whatever. Oh, let's make another Alien movie. Oh, let's make another Tangled. Let's make another Frozen. Let's make another Barbie movie, because that one flopped, right? I'm sure there's a second Jaws movie. Every movie has a sequel now, because you can't just create a new good movie, another cult classic, another amazing movie. No, you've got to make a second one, because the first one did so well. And people like the first one so much that they'll buy the second one, and it'll suck because it wasn't the same, and they're going off of characters based on the first one, and it's not really its own movie, it's really just a sequel because the first one was actually the good one, and now you're watching the second one and you're just disappointed. And then the third one comes out, and every one of your friends is saying, no, don't worry, the third one's actually good, I swear. And then you watch the third one and you're like, yeah, it was better than the second one, but not better than the first. They do that on purpose. It's so by the time they make the fourth one, you forget all about it and you just take your kids to the fourth one, because who cares? It's just a movie. Same thing with YouTube. I didn't watch a video. I scrolled past a video today from Internet Anarchist. And by the way, I love my podcasts. which is great. Internet Anarchist, CoffeeZilla, Mr. Beast, right? CoffeeZilla did a video on Mr. Beast, and then Internet Anarchist did a video on CoffeeZilla doing a video on Mr. Beast. How stupid is that? And then there's a bunch of reaction channels out there that are reactions to reactions to reactions to reactions, and it goes back and forth, and it's just so comical. Don't get me wrong, there are great YouTube videos out there, but it's becoming a problem where there's a lot of just degenerative content out there. I mean, the worst of the worst, the most deplorable stuff. And part of it is it's kind of entertaining sometimes. But the thing that pisses me off the most is that it's not creative, it's not new, it's always about somebody else. It's not really a creative video. And I know there's something out there for everyone, of course, but I mean, look how many TV shows they've just recreated or made another season when they should have just stopped. It's just, we live in a world of sheep where all they do is just do something that someone else did right, that someone else did creatively. And they just slap their name on it, change up a little bit, call it a day. But I hope you're different. I hope that you change the world. I hope you leave a blip in your life when you die. I don't care if your name is mentioned once in a history book or a quick Google search, or maybe your photography on your Instagram pops off after you die. I don't know. But I hope that you find your way. And I hope you create a path for others to follow. But don't follow anyone else's path. I'll see ya.